I'm a firefighter, and I just responded to a call that made me question everything I thought I knew about heroism. I've been a firefighter for 14 years. I've pulled people from burning buildings, performed CPR on dying children, cut teenagers out of mangled cars. I've seen the absolute worst moments of people's lives, and I've learned to compartmentalize, to stay professional, to do the job and go home. Last Tuesday changed everything. It was a slow day at Station 19. We were doing equipment checks, cleaning the trucks, the usual routine. Then at 2:47 p.m. the alarm went off. Structure fire, 847 Maple Street. Reports of people trapped inside. We were in the truck in under a minute, sirens blaring. The address was in the poor part of town, old houses, most of them neglected, some abandoned. When we pulled up, smoke was pouring out of a two-story house, flames visible in the upstairs windows. A woman was screaming on the front lawn. My BABIES, my BABIES are inside. My Captain Rodriguez immediately took charge. How many? Where? 3, upstairs bedroom. Please, you have to save them. Rodriguez turned to me and Jake, my partner. Gonzalez, Martinez, you're up. Get those kids out, now. We geared up and went in. The smoke was thick, black, toxic. The heat was intense even on the first floor. We headed for the stairs, crawling low, searching. The staircase was engulfed. We had maybe 5 minutes before the whole structure collapsed. We made it to the second floor, found the bedroom. The door was hot to the touch, but we had to go in. Inside, through the smoke, I saw them. 3 kids huddled in the corner. The oldest, maybe 10, was covering the 2 younger ones with his body. Fire department, we're here to help. The oldest kid looked up at me. His face was covered in soot, tears streaming down his cheeks. Please save my sisters first, please. He was 10 years old, and his first instinct was to save his siblings before himself. Jake grabbed the 2 little girls. They couldn't have been more than 4 and 6. I reached for the boy. Come on, buddy, we gotta go now. He shook his head. Wait, Sammy. Who's Sammy? Our dog, he's under the bed. We can't leave him. The floor was starting to buckle. The smoke was getting thicker. We had seconds. Son, we have to go. No, we're not leaving Sammy. He's family. In that moment, I had a choice. Follow protocol, human lives first always. Get the kid out. Let the dog go. Or, I made a decision I'm still not sure was right. Jake, get those girls out. I've got the boy and the dog. Jake hesitated for half a second, then nodded and headed for the stairs with the 2 little girls. I dropped to the floor and looked under the bed. There was a small terrier, shaking, terrified, wedged into the corner. Sammy, come here, boy. The dog wouldn't move, too scared. The boy crawled next to me. Sammy, it's okay, come to me. The ceiling was starting to crack. I could hear Rodriguez on the radio. Gonzalez, what's your status? You need to evacuate now. 30 seconds, Cap. The boy was halfway under the bed now, reaching for his dog. I grabbed his ankle so he wouldn't go all the way under, and finally, the dog crawled toward the kid. The boy pulled the dog out, clutching him to his chest. Okay, got him, let's go. I scooped up the boy, dog and all, and ran for the stairs. The floor gave way behind us, crashing down into the first floor. We made it to the staircase just as it started to collapse. I jumped, literally jumped down half a flight of burning stairs with a 10-year-old kid and a dog in my arms. We crashed through the front door as the second floor collapsed behind us. The entire structure came down not 10 seconds after we cleared the door. I set the boy down on the lawn. He was coughing, crying, but alive, still clutching that dog like his life depended on it. His mother ran over, hysterical, grabbing all 3 kids and pulling them into a hug. The paramedics descended, checking vitals, administering oxygen. Rodriguez pulled me aside. His face was red. What the hell were you thinking? You risked your life for a dog. Cap, the kid wasn't leaving without the dog. I had to. You never risk your life for an animal. Never. That's basic protocol, you know that. I know, but nothing. You're lucky you're not dead right now. You're lucky that kid isn't dead. What if you hadn't made it out? He was right. I knew he was right. I'd violated every rule in the book. But when I looked over at that little boy, sitting with his sisters and his dog, all of them alive and together, I couldn't regret it. The family was taken to the hospital for smoke inhalation. Minor injuries, but they'd all survive. Back at the station, the guys were split. Half thought I was a hero. Half thought I was an idiot who'd gotten lucky. I thought I was probably both. That night I couldn't sleep. Kept replaying the moment, wondering what would have happened if I'd left the dog. Would the kid have fought me? Would he have tried to go back? Would I have had to forcibly drag him out while he screamed for his dog? Or would he have left, survived, but spent the rest of his life traumatized by the memory of abandoning his best friend to burn alive? 3 days later, I got a call from the hospital. The mother wanted to see me. I went, not sure what to expect. Maybe she was going to thank me. Maybe she was going to yell at me for risking her son's life. When I walked into the room, all 3 kids were there along with the mom. And Sammy, the little terrier, who apparently had been smuggled into the hospital room. The oldest boy, I learned his name was Marcus, saw me and his face lit up. That's him. That's the firefighter who saved Sammy. The mother stood up. She was young, probably early 30s, and looked exhausted. Mr. Gonzalez, I'm Alina. I wanted to thank you for saving my children. I was just doing my job, ma'am. No, she shook her head. You did more than your job. Marcus told me what happened. That you went back for Sammy when you didn't have to. That you risked everything for our dog. Ma'am, I should tell you, my captain wasn't happy about that decision. I don't care what your captain thinks. I care that my son is alive and whole, not just physically but emotionally. She put her hand on Marcus's shoulder. These kids, they've been through hell. Their father died 2 years ago, cancer. Sammy was his dog, the last piece of their dad they have left. My throat tightened. If Sammy had died in that fire, I don't know if Marcus would have recovered from that. It would have been like losing his father all over again. Marcus came over to me. Mr. Gonzalez, I know I was stupid to ask you to save Sammy. My mom told me that firefighters are supposed to save people first, but Sammy isn't just a dog. He sleeps in my dad's old bed. He smells like my dad. When I'm sad, I hug Sammy and it feels like my dad is still here. He started crying. If Sammy died, it would be like my dad died again, and I can't lose my dad again. I knelt down to his level. Marcus, you weren't stupid. You were brave. You protected your sisters. You protected Sammy. That's what your dad would have wanted. You could have died saving him. But I didn't. We all made it out. That's what matters. Alina wiped her eyes. Mr. Gonzalez, we lost everything in that fire. All our clothes, our furniture, our photos, everything. We're staying in a shelter right now while we figure out what to do. But my kids are alive and Sammy is alive, and that's because of you. What about the house? Do you have insurance? She laughed bitterly. Barely. It'll cover maybe half of what we lost. We're going to be okay. Eventually, it's just going to be hard for a while. I left the hospital with a weight on my chest. This family had lost everything, and I kept thinking there had to be something more I could do. When I got back to the station, I gathered the crew. Guys, I know the call the other day was controversial. I know I broke protocol, but I met the family today and they've lost everything. I want to do something to help. Rodriguez crossed his arms. Gonzalez, we're not a charity. I know, Cap. I'm not asking the department for anything. I'm asking us. As people, this family needs help. There was silence, then Jake spoke up. What did you have in mind? Over the next week, we organized a fundraiser. The guys at the station donated money, clothes, furniture they didn't need. We reached out to other stations, to local businesses, to the community. The response was overwhelming. Within 2 weeks, we'd raised $15,000. We found them a small rental house, not fancy, but safe and clean. We furnished it with donated furniture. We filled the fridge and pantry. We got the kids new clothes, school supplies, everything they'd lost. The day we helped them move in, Elena broke down crying. "I can't believe you did all this for us. You don't even know us." "You're part of our community," I said. "That makes you family." Marcus came running out of his new bedroom. "Mr. Gonzalez, come see. We have bunk beds, and look," he held up Sammy. "Sammy has a new bed too." The little dog wagged his tail, looking healthier and happier than when I'd pulled him from that burning house. That night back at the station, Rodriguez pulled me aside. "Gonzalez, what you did during that fire, it was reckless, dangerous, against protocol." "I know, Cap, I'm sorry." "Let me finish. It was all those things, but it was also exactly what that family needed. Sometimes the right thing and the safe thing aren't the same thing." He paused. "I'm not saying I approve. I'm not saying you should make a habit of risking your life for animals, but I am saying, I understand why you did it, and I'm proud of how you stepped up afterward to help that family." "Thanks, Cap. Don't let it go to your head. And for the record, if you ever pull something like that again, I'm writing you up." "Fair enough." 6 months later, I got invited to Marcus's school. He was doing a presentation for Career Day and had asked if I could come. I showed up in my dress uniform, ready to talk about fire safety and what firefighters do. When it was Marcus's turn, he stood in front of the class. "This is Mr. Gonzalez. He's a firefighter. 6 months ago, my house caught on fire and he saved me and my sisters." Standard stuff. I was ready to talk about smoke alarms and escape plans. But then Marcus said something I didn't expect. "But that's not why he's my hero. He's my hero because when he had to choose between following the rules and doing what was right, he chose what was right. He saved our dog Sammy, even though he wasn't supposed to, even though it was dangerous." He looked at me. "Mr. Gonzalez taught me that being a hero isn't about being fearless. It's about being scared but doing the right thing anyway. It's about seeing people and animals as family, not just jobs." He pulled out a picture. It was a drawing he'd made. It showed a firefighter carrying a boy and a dog out of a burning building. "I'm going to be a firefighter when I grow up, like Mr. Gonzalez, because firefighters don't just save lives, they save families, they save what matters." The class applauded. The teacher was tearing up. I was trying very hard not to cry in front of a room full of fourth graders. After class, Marcus came up to me. "Did you like my presentation?" "I loved it, Marcus. But you know, there are lots of different ways to be a hero. You don't have to be a firefighter." "I know, but I want to because of you." His mom was waiting outside the classroom. "Thank you for coming. It meant everything to him." "How are you guys doing?" "Really good, actually. I got a better job, better pay, benefits. The kids are doing great in school. We're saving up to buy our own place eventually. We're going to be okay." "And Sammy?" She laughed. "Sammy is spoiled rotten. The kids won't let him out of their sight. He sleeps in Marcus's room every night." As I drove back to the station, I thought about that day 6 months ago. The split-second decision I made to go back for that dog. Rodriguez was right, it was reckless. It violated protocol. It could have got me killed. But it also saved a little boy's heart. It kept a family whole. It gave them back the last piece of their father. And somehow it inspired a kid to want to be a firefighter, to want to help people, to want to be a hero. I've saved a lot of lives in 14 years. Pulled people from burning buildings, performed CPR, cut people from wreckage. Every life saved is important. But Marcus taught me something I'd never thought about before. Sometimes saving a life isn't enough. Sometimes you have to save what makes that life worth living. For Marcus, that was Sammy, that connection to his father, that piece of love and memory. And if I had to do it over again, knowing all the risks, knowing I'd get chewed out by my captain, knowing I could have died, I'd make the same choice. Every time. Asterisk update 1. Asterisk, I didn't expect this to get so much attention. A lot of people are asking about the family, so here's an update. Alina and the kids are thriving. They just bought their first house, a real house, not a rental. The community that came together after the fire stayed involved, and Alina now runs a support group for families who have experienced house fires. Marcus is still talking about being a firefighter. Kid follows fire safety rules religiously now and has appointed himself the family fire marshal. And Sammy, still the most loved dog in the neighborhood. Asterisk update 2. Asterisk, something happened today that I need to share. We got a call, another house fire, another family trapped. When we arrived, there was a teenage girl screaming that her cat was still inside. We got her out safely, but she was hysterical. Mittens is in there, please. She's all I have left of my grandma who died. I looked at Rodriguez, he looked at me. Then he sighed. Jake, go with Gonzalez, find that damn cat, but you have 2 minutes, not a second more. We went back in, found the cat hiding in a closet, got out with 30 seconds to spare. The girl sobbed with relief, holding her cat like it was made of gold. Rodriguez didn't say anything to me, just shook his head with the tiniest smile. Later, back at the station, new recruit asked him, Cap, I thought we don't risk lives for animals. Rodriguez looked at the kid. Officially, we don't, but sometimes. Sometimes an animal isn't just an animal. Sometimes it's the last piece of someone they loved. Sometimes it's family, and we protect family. He glanced at me, just don't make it a habit. Asterisk update 3. Asterisk, it's been a year since the fire. Marcus invited me to his 11th birthday party today. When I arrived, there was a banner, Happy Birthday Marcus, future firefighter. But the thing that got me was what he wanted for his birthday. Instead of presents, he asked everyone to donate to a fund he'd created. Sammy's fund, helping families save their pets in emergencies. This 11-year-old kid had raised $3,000 to help families who lose pets in fires or disasters. He wanted to make sure other kids didn't have to choose between safety and saving their best friends. Mr. Gonzalez, I want to do what you did, he told me. I want to help people, but I also want to help their pets, because pets are family too. I looked at this kid, this amazing, compassionate, brave kid, and realized something. I didn't just save Marcus that day. I showed him what kind of person he wanted to be. And now he's going to change the world in ways I never could. That's the real gift of that day. Not just the lives saved, but the life inspired. I'm just a firefighter. I run into burning buildings and pull people out. But Marcus, he's going to be something more. And it all started because I made a choice to save a dog. The right choice. Every single time.